I'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com. We're here with the president of Morgan State University, Dr. David Wilson. Tell us about your accomplishments. What are you most proud of?
I've been president here now for about 2 years, and we collectively here at Morgan, have been able to achieve a great deal in a relatively short period of time. First of all, last year, we were successful in securing the largest federal grant or contract in the university's history. We secured a $28.4 million contract from NASA in partnership with another agency out of Columbia, Maryland.
Is this in conjunction with your School of Engineering?
This is in conjunction with our School of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences. And so when we won that contract, we were able to bring onto our faculty here at Morgan 45 scientists that were affiliated with NASA. And so we have 45 new scientists on our campus that is conducting research in atmospheric science and climate issues, and our students are benefiting from that. And so we're very, very excited about that success. We also were focused like a laser this past year on improving our retention rate at Morgan. That is, we want to make sure that when we go out and we recruit students and we put forth the effort to bring them here,
That they're graduating.
we
right?
want to graduate them, absolutely. And so
Is everybody on board with that?
everybody's on board. As a matter of fact, our faculty is on board. We have great retention staff here that's on board. And so we were able to increase our retention rate by almost 10%. And we are now at 74%. That's the highest retention at the institution in over 12 years.
74%.
Yes, 74% retention rate. Our retention rate was at 67%, and we're now at 74. And and also, along the way, we increased our SAT scores by 5 points. And so the word is out there. If not, I hope that through Be More News, the word would get out even more that Morgan is the place to be if you really want to achieve the kind of success that you are so capable of achieving. In addition, we have received, or experienced, I should say, the largest enrollment in our history for the last 2 years.
Congratulations.
Well, yeah, that took a lot of work, and we have a good team in place, and that team is very committed to going around this state and indeed around the nation to let people know just what a wonderful university we have here in Morgan.
Is it black? Is it diverse? Is it both?
Yeah, it's all of the above. We are not 8,100 students, as I said before.
Undergrad?
No undergrad, about 6,900 or so.
Okay.
And then graduate students would be about 1,300 or so.
Okay.
Basically that represents a 10% increase over the last 2 years. We had been at about 7,400 students for a long time, and so now we're at 8,100. And our goal is to grow to about 12,000 students. And so we're well on our way in terms of achieving that goal. In addition, we have been bringing in about $27 million a year in what we call external grants and contracts at the university. And this past year, we saw a 32% increase in external grants and contracts, which is putting us up there in the 30s, and our goal is to double that in the next 10 years. We also are moving forward to develop linkages with a university in China, Hubei University, that will...
Hubei?
Yeah, Hubei, yes. HUBEI University. And through those linkages, we are hopeful to establish here at Morgan a Confucius Institute, where our students will have an opportunity to learn Chinese language, to learn Chinese culture, and then to go to Hubei University for an immersion experience. And then we're going to bring students from Hubei University here to Morgan. So we're very excited about that. We also have signed agreements with Brazilian universities, and we are looking forward to having 50 Brazilian students here at Morgan in the fall, who initially will be learning English, but also will spend, many of them, an additional year here in some of our academic programs, and then go back to Brazil to get their degrees.
Any vice versa?
And vice versa as well. We're working on also an agreement that will bring some Brazilian students to Morgan.
Morgan students to Brazil?
I'm sorry, some Morgan students to
Okay.
Brazil. You're absolutely right about that.
Why? Why this international push? This
Oh,
global? I mean, it's a no-brainer, but just in your own words, this global, acting locally, thinking globally.
well, there's no other way these days. I mean, as Tom Friedman has reminded us over and over again, the world is flat. And I have to remind our students that we're not educating you here at Morgan to be competitive with the student across the state, or even the student down the interstate or up the interstate. But you have to be competitive with those students now all over the world. And so you have to be competitive with students who are graduating from institutions in India, in China, in Brazil, in Vietnam. I mean, in all of these places where those countries are investing now an extraordinary amount in the production of higher education graduates. And so it's very, very important for Morgan to be global in its scope, to be international in its reach, and to make sure that our students are experiencing the world.
Doc, you know about being a first. You were the first of 9 siblings,
10.
10 siblings to attend college,
Yes.
graduate.
Yeah.
Certainly from an HBCU such as Tuskegee to a Harvard University, one of the most prestigious universities in the world. You're first chancellor of University of Wisconsin, black, white, or otherwise. First black president of Auburn in the Deep South. Your thoughts on Barack Obama, president, first black in the Oval Office? And I think you're on a special commission, came together, 2010, of black college presidents?
Yes.
Your thoughts on President Obama?
I see it as an honor to serve on President Obama's advisory council on historically black.
Were you shocked to get the call? Did you expect it?
Well, I did not expect
Did
it.
you say
no.
what took so long?
No. I was shocked. I was pleased. I had to kind of sit down to make sure that it was indeed a call coming from the White House. But I was very, very pleased to have been asked to do this. And I guess I was even more pleased because in the past, that particular council has been an extraordinarily large body. I think it's been like 25, 35 members, and in the past it has been all historically black college presidents. And what the president decided to do was to take the council in a completely different direction, was to downsize the number of members. And so I think right now he's just added 2 or 3 more members. I think we're up to like 15 members. But to only have half of the council be HBCU presidents and the other half to be individuals from the private sector. And so coming in with this sort of new configuration of that board was very new to the HBCU community and very new to the White House. I think the president inherited just a handful in terms
We
of.
described it here at Be More News as a house on fire. The comedian Cat Williams said everything was messed up. Everything. Everything.
Everything. As a matter of fact, I pride myself on not having a short memory. And what I mean by that is that I was getting ready for work one morning in Wisconsin, and as I was getting ready for work, I turned the TV on. It was about 7:15 or so in the morning, and former President Bush was about to hold a press conference, and they hailed this press conference as one of the more extraordinary press conferences in the history of America. And so I stopped in front of the TV because I needed to hear what the president at the time was about to say. And what he said, he came to the mic and he said, in essence, we have to do something here because, quote unquote, this sucker is about to come down. And I said, well, wait a minute, what is the president saying? And he went on to describe the fact that if we didn't do something to prop up our financial institutions, he was saying that the whole foundation upon which America was erected, the whole foundation, in his words, was about to come down. And I was stunned. I said, what did the president just say? That the whole structure that has given rise to this country is about to become unglued. And I think that was somewhere around maybe October, November, or something like that. And then in walks President Obama in January, and that's what he had to deal with. And
House on fire.
And so he has saved the auto industry. You know, he has really put in place, I think, some really effective policies to promote higher educational attainment. He has, for the first time, articulated a goal for this nation in terms of the percent of Americans who should have college degrees, understanding that if we don't have 55% of our population with college degrees very soon, that we are going to be left behind by nations who were not even nowhere near us 15 years ago. You know, all in all, if I didn't think that the president had the right philosophy, I would not be a part of his board of advisors and would not be giving him advice on the role of historically black colleges.
Doc, Dr. Wilson, I've always been taken. We began this news website with a 5-point agenda: black business, public education, ex-offender services, affordable health care, and universal access to health care. But it's been that third tenet, the ex-offender, the fact that in this country, the most incarcerating nation on earth, that although African Americans comprise 12, 13, 14% of the US population, those that look like us, black men, black males, comprise over 40% of America's prison population. Your thoughts?
Well, this is an area in which I have opined about. I actually wrote a piece about maybe 6 years ago in the Tuscaloosa News called My Turn, where I was basically lamenting the fact that we had more black men in prison than we had in college. Here at Morgan, we have roughly 46% of our student body that is male. And that is an anomaly within higher ed and an anomaly within black colleges. Of the 105 historically black colleges, when you take all of the enrollments and you put them together, only about 25% of the enrollment is of African American males. And so, unfortunately, we still have a situation in this country where we have more African American males in prison than in college.
25% of the populations on HBCU campuses are black males.
Collectively,
Collectively.
Yes, only about 25%. And you have some institutions that, boy, I mean, it's like 80% female, 20% male. We have a program here at Morgan called the Morgan Mile program. And that's a really dynamic program that has been in existence here for about 7 or 8 years. And the purpose of that program is to make sure that African American males are getting the kind of support that they need here at Morgan to get them through the pipeline to get their degrees.
Well, you know, maybe you can set it up, because we'd love to bring attention to such a program. We see it all the time. We've had a prison ministry for L section in the Baltimore City Detention Center, 14 to 17-year-olds, all charged with adult crimes. And we firmly believe that education and voting are possibly the only way out of poverty. We're going to take a pause and come back with our final segment. We're talking with Dr. David Wilson here, president of Morgan State University. Keep watching Be More News, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.